why is it so hard to get a client? Why is it so hard to get a coaching client? Why is it so hard to get people to show up to your events? Well, a lot of our students, when they first start working with us, they say, I can't even get somebody to take my coaching for free. What is the issue here? And then ultimately, how do I actually get these clients? I want to give you 3 simple things that predict how many people are going to be receptive to your offer, to your coaching offer, to your event offer, to really whatever offer that you are personally, like if you're in personal services and you're really offering your leadership and information and tutelage and the things that really you're giving of yourself, right? The point of all of this is these are 3 reasons why it's hard to get clients. These are also 3 things that will predict how receptive people are to your coaching offer. Here's the 3 reasons why you were not able to get somebody as a client. And they go from low to high, meaning the first one is the most basic and it's the easiest. And as we go up, they get more advanced. So the first reason why this person or this group didn't become your customer, why they didn't become a client, is because they just weren't receptive to you. They weren't even interested. They weren't even receptive. They weren't even open to talking to you about it. For a lot of coaches, this is one of the biggest problems for them. They're talking to people or dishing out all sorts of offers on social media. They're doing all sorts of things. And guess what? People aren't even receptive to them. They either don't realize people aren't receptive or they have no clue as to why people are not receptive. And we're going to cover exactly why somebody's not receptive to your offer in just a second. Second level, let's say somebody is receptive to your offer. And so that's not a problem. Like they're open to it, they're willing to talk to you, that kind of thing. Second reason why you didn't get them as a client is they weren't really attracted to work with you. There was no attraction there. This is also an issue. Like somebody might be open, but because they're not really attracted or that interested in talking to you, working with you, and continuing the relationship, like they talk to you for a while, but there's a certain point where they'll cut off the possibility of working with you, the possibility of hiring you. Okay, so that's another issue. And then finally, and by the way, this is it's not that hard to get somebody to be receptive to you. For some people, I think it is actually, but for most people, it's not. It's much more challenging to attract people to you, though. It's like if I find somebody that's open and receptive to me, or I create a relationship to the point where they're receptive, it's like it takes a little bit of groundwork, but it's not rocket science, right? Most of us have the ability to do that at some level in our lives with some area of service or product or something that we're offering. To get somebody attracted to you, though, it's like that's tricky. That's a tough one. And I'd say about 50% of coaches don't have the ability to get somebody to be receptive, or they don't understand what it takes to get somebody to be receptive, or they're just not willing to do what it takes to create receptivity in their prospective clients. But I would say more like 80% of coaches don't know how to attract somebody to them. Or they know, but again, they haven't done what it takes to attract somebody. They haven't done the groundwork there. So first they need to be receptive, then they need to be attracted, and then final reason why it's hard to get a client or why that individual didn't become your client is because they're not valuing what you're offering. Maybe they were receptive. Maybe they were even attracted to talking to you or even working with you. But at the end of the day, they just didn't value it. It just wasn't valuable enough for them to go ahead and hire you. So this is it. This is why it's so hard to get clients. People aren't receptive, people aren't attractive or attracted, or people aren't valuing your service. Those are the only 3 things. And here's the real problem. You might be really good at creating value, but you can't get people to be receptive. Or you might be really good at getting people to be receptive, but you're totally not attractive to your prospective coaching clients. So these are major issues. And if you don't have all 3 of them handled, you don't get the client. You can't just do one and then leave the rest to chance. It doesn't work that well, and you won't get a client. So let's drill down a little bit deeper. First, what does it take to get somebody to be receptive? Really simple. Not always easy for a lot of coaches, but it's fairly simple. First of all, does this person know you? If they don't know you, they're not going to be receptive. People have a need to feel safe, certain. They have a need to be comfortable, like feel like they know who you are, like you're going to be safe for them at least, or at least you're like a known quantity. You're not like a wild card for them. They have no idea. They can't predict anything about you. They need to feel like they know you to some extent. Okay, that's the first thing. And a lot of people, a lot of coaches are running out there just trying to meet new people that don't know them, and they're saying, why aren't they receptive? It's because they don't know you. You got to get to know them first. Stop trying to offer your coaching and get to know these people. Create a relationship. Second, they don't like you. This is a tough one. It's like somebody might know you, but they don't like you. And if somebody doesn't like you, then they're going to be repulsed by you. They're definitely not going to be attractive. They will not either be receptive to you as well. So they must like you enough to be receptive, at least. And so let's stop coaching for a while. Let's stop advising. Let's stop trying to sell, and just try to get some likability going on there. We want to start with that. Get to know them. You don't have to try to make them like you, but there's going to be a point where they'll naturally like you if you're really being likable. You're actually trying to listen to who they are and find out about them and have an even-handed relationship where you're not just chomping at the doggy bone of getting a client. And then finally, they don't trust you. They might know you, they might like you, but there's something that they just don't trust, or they're not comfortable enough with you yet to have a level of trust. Then they won't be receptive. They have to know, like, and trust you to some extent. Now, some people will just give trust freely. Some people just like everybody. Some people feel like they know everybody, right? So there are some people that'll naturally be receptive just because they're so open. That's some people's personality, but not everybody. Okay, so 1 out of 10, they'll be receptive no matter what. And the other 9 out of 10, there's at least one of these 3 that you're going to need to work on with them before you expect to try to produce a client out of it. So that's what it takes to get receptivity, or get your prospective client to be receptive. Second, are they attracted? So what does it take for somebody to be attracted to work with you? Well, it's really simple. They need to respect you. Now, this is a much higher level than just knowing, liking, and trusting. I mean, everybody's got somebody they know, like, and that knows, likes, and trusts them. But not so many people garner respect. So this is something I'm not going to take a lot of time on here, but when one of our students goes through training with us, we actually work with them in a leadership program to become a leader in communities that they're going to target for clients that generates a certain amount of respect. Once you have enough respect, you can get clients anywhere, or you can get clients from within that group that respects you actually quite easily because they're attracted to you. So they got to be attracted, and that means respect, not just trust, not just knowing and liking you. They need to appreciate who you are. They need to value who you are. There needs to be some respect there. They need to respect you. And by the way, respect must be earned in a client relationship. It's not going to, respect is not going to just be given just because you're so respectable, okay? You got to bring something to the party here. And then finally, highest level valued. Your prospective clients must value something enough to buy your coaching, or to sign up for your program, or to take your seminar, or to to work with you. They've got to value something here, because this is a transaction, not just a friendship. I mean, if you're back at them being receptive, they can just know, like, and trust you, right? That's just like having a buddy. But not every buddy that you have, not every friend that you have is going to become a client. They need to be a friend before they become a client, but then they also need to be attracted to work with you, and then finally they need to value you. So if they're receptive, well, I'll get back to that in a second. Let's drill down on value. So what does it take to be valued? What does it take to have a service or an offer or a seminar or a coaching program that is valued by your prospective client? Well, this is, like, again, a whole day of work that I would do with you as a student of ours. But But just to simplify it to the most base level, think about your client or your prospect as having two targets that they're going after all the time. They're constantly thinking about these things. One is their wants. They have things that they are greedy for, that they're excited about, that they desire, that they feel like it's a missing piece in their life. They want to fill that hole. They want to get to the next level in their business or their relationship or their health or their charisma or their confidence, whatever it is, right? They have wants. So that's target number one. Second target is problems. These are things they don't want. It's like the opposite, right? So everybody's got problems. Things that are either in the way of what they want, so it's a barrier and they see them as barriers, or it's just things that frustrate them or things they're afraid of or things they are annoyed by, things that create negative emotion for them. Those are what we call problems, right? So what it takes to have value for your client is that you can impact this stuff. If they don't think you can impact that, they're never signing up for anything that they got to pay for with anything more than their time. And in fact, their time, they're going to put a very limited amount of time into anything that, even if it's free, if it doesn't impact wants and problems. So if you can't do that, you're not in a position to create value for your prospective client. And finally, the money that you want to charge needs to, and I was going to draw equal here. I was going to say that the money needs to equal the amount of value that your prospective client feels they're going to get from you, but it actually needs to be less than. Because if your client's thinking, well, I'm going to get $100 worth of value and I'm going to pay you $100 for a session or for a seminar or something like that, they probably won't do it because they're going to feel stupid. They're going to feel like I barely got what I paid for. They're not going to be excited about that. But if they feel like, wow, what I'm getting is like $1,000 worth of value and I'm only paying $250 for it, they're done. I mean, they're going to buy. That's it. You need to find the perfect match between the amount of money that you expect to charge and the amount of value that your client thinks they're getting from you. So you need to either increase the value. In other words, if you've got somebody who's like receptive to your offer, they're attracted to talking to you or maybe even working with you, but then they keep saying no, 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 no. It's this. It's other than objections, it's this stuff that's getting in the way. Okay, so it's you're charging too much or you're giving too little in terms of value. So either up the value or lower your price. And by the way, if you're brand new and you're like, I can't give any more value, I don't even know what I'm doing yet. Great, lower your price. Charge $50. Charge $25. I don't care what you charge. Get a client, you know. Let's get past the getting the paying client part, right? But if you're looking to make a certain amount and people keep saying no to your offer, you better give more value or find ways that you can give more value to them or that they'll feel more value, they'll perceive there's going to be more value. Because I put value in quotes here because the value here is really it's not the real value. The real value might be infinite that you're giving to them. But this is the perception that they have of the value that you offer. Okay, so what you charge has got to be less than their perception of the value there. So bottom line is, if you've got somebody who's you want to sign up for coaching or you want to put them on your list or you want to get them into your program or you want to put them in a seminar or whatever you're doing, and if they're not receptive, you're not even going to get in the ballpark with them. You're not going to talk to them. If they are receptive, meaning they know, like, and trust you, but they're not attracted to work with you, then you're probably going to have a friend, but you'll never have a good prospect. They'll keep you at arm's length at best. But if you're respected enough from that individual or that community, if they feel that you could be a leader for them, you've got something they want per se, that you're at a level that's beyond where they are in a certain area of their life, let's say. There's all sorts of reasons why somebody may see you as a leader or respect you. And they're also receptive, then they're going to be attracted to work with you. You're probably going to get them in a session or get them to sign into your interest list or something like that. And then finally, if they see so much value in your program and your offer, and for whatever reason they perceive it or they already got the value from you because you gave such a great session, and what you're going to charge them, you say, hey, look, it's I'm going to charge you $200 and they really feel like it's worth $1,000, then they're gonna sign up for your offer. So they've got to be receptive, they've got to be attracted, and then they must also value this. So that's it. That's why you're not getting clients. That's why it's so hard to get clients. These are the parts that make it hard. And these are the parts that I find that I see so many coaches, especially when they're getting started, they're missing one or more of these, and they don't even know that they're missing it. And we tell them all sorts of techniques, and we have so many different ways that you could get a lead, or that you could set a session, or you could get somebody to sign up for coaching or something like that, but they still don't get it, and they take what we give them, and they're like, well, I went and did this, I posted on social media, and nobody took my offer. Or I set up these meetup groups, and nobody showed up to my meetup groups. It's like, if it is not working, and they're like, hey, I tried this thing, it didn't work, the reason it didn't work is because of this. They weren't receptive, they weren't attracted, and they weren't valuing your service or what your offer was. That's it. Those are the reasons why. So as coaches, we get so wrapped up in our own service as service providers, as leaders, as influencers, as thought leaders, if that's who you are. We get so excited about what we're giving and what we're doing and our technology and our ideas and our knowledge and what's so great about us, that we forget that we got to worry about our client. We got to think about how receptive, attracted, and valuing they are of what we're giving them. And if they're not, it's our problem, not theirs. Well, it's their problem too to some extent, but we can't look at it as their problem. We got to look at it as our problem. It's our responsibility to create this, not theirs. If you want to blame them, you're just going to be a victim of them, of their opinions, and their limiting way of seeing you currently. You got to turn that around. And there's a lot of ways to do that. It may not be something where you can just all of a sudden take 5 seconds and all of a sudden create this in the people that you want to work with, especially if they're high-paying people. It's going to take some real cultivation on your part, planting seeds, watching them grow, but also attending to them over and over and over again while they don't feed you. You're going to eat last in this process. I'd love to hear your feedback. So make sure you leave a comment with your thoughts or questions. And thanks for watching. And if you're on, I guess there's likes everywhere. So if you like this video, like it. If you didn't like this video and you're on YouTube, you can actually hit a thumbs down and subscribe for even more of these videos. And if you subscribe on YouTube and you hit the little bell, I'm sure in 5 years it'll be something else, but right now it's a bell. You hit the little bell and it gives you notifications when I go live and when I'm post another video, and you'll just automatically get those notifications. So with that said, I'll talk to you another time. Take care.